Were you drafted or did you enlist?
No, I was drafted.
All right. Where were you living at the time when you were drafted?
In Fallen, Kansas.
Did you pick the service or branch you joined?
No, they assigned it to me.
That's on the draft. Do you recall the first days in service?
Yes, I do. I was at Leavenworth, Kansas, after I was assigned to what outfit I was going to be in.
All right. What did it feel like?
Well, farm boy, it was kind of surprising, yes, what's going on and everything.
Tell me about your training experience, please.
Well, let's see, we went to New Orleans for our training and everything. Then our work detail was out of Clovis, New Mexico. There was the railroad. I worked on the railroad.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And then I was in the railroad battalion.
Do you remember your instructors?
Oh, yes. I mean, well, my sergeant and everything.
Yeah.
Well, my first sergeant was from Hope, Kansas over here.
Really?
Yes.
So a bunch of Kansas guys?
Yeah, we were a lot of Kansas guys in my outfit. I had a corporal from not St. Francis over here, I can't remember now. But he was from Kansas too. We were quite a few from Kansas.
With your training, was any of it pretty hard?
No.
It was pretty easy?
Pretty easy training, yeah.
Which wars did you serve in?
World War II was, that's all.
Where exactly did you go when you were there?
Overseas or here in Canada, or in the United States. We trained at Minneapolis, Minnesota, and was at Clovis, and then we went overseas from there, from Minnesota.
Where'd you go overseas?
England.
England? Oh, wow. Do you remember arriving and what your surroundings were like?
Over in England?
Yeah.
Well, we was in this railroad battalion, so we built railroad cars, assembled them, and same with locomotives and everything. It was, we figured they were going to be destroyed in France, so that's what we done there for about 6 months.
Did you see any combat?
No.
No. So there weren't any casualties in your unit?
No, it wasn't.
Could you tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences?
Well, we spent 28 days on our ship there in the channel waiting for D-Day. Because our duty was to get to the coast of France and build decks and railroad yards so we could unload our supplies.
Were you ever a prisoner of war?
Nope.
Were you awarded any medals or citations?
Yes, I was, yeah. I got a medal for the invasion of Normandy, France, and that's some good conduct medals and stuff like that.
How did you get them?
How did I get them? I got them when I was discharged from the Army.
No.
They're on my discharge to my medals that I received.
Did you stay in touch with your family while you were there?
Well, afterwards I did, because we knew the war was still going on when we hit the beach of France. So, there was no correspondence or nothing then,
What was the food like?
Well, I didn't like the food in England. Brussels sprouts and tea.
You're not used to stuff like that?
No.
Did you have plenty of supplies?
Yeah, we did. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Did you feel any pressure or stress while you were there?
No, it's nothing. But when we hit the beach of France there in Normandy, I got a impact wisdom tooth. Heck, I figured I might have to die with that. You know, everything all shot up and everything all, you know, didn't know where to go or nothing, you know. We slept in pub tents when we hit the beach, you know. Yeah, and I figured, shucks, I'm gonna have to die with that. I'm gonna live there all swelled up. But then they finally took me up to a place where the hospital was at, and it was partly bombed out. But then fella took it out for me. I don't know if he said the interest or not, but he
just got that out of there?
Quite an experience.
How did you feel at Normandy? Up there where you were?
Well, yeah, well, then they got us to Cherbourg, and that's where we done our work, you know, making docks, and so all those ships out there, they want to be unloaded. So we worked about night and day in the docks and the railroads, so they could unload their ships if they're out there in the channel. So we worked there just about night and day. Slept in pump tents. Everything was bombed out.
Did you do anything special for good luck while you were there?
Special?
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be. Yeah, did you do anything for good luck?
Good luck. I don't know.
Alright. How did the people entertain themselves?
There was no entertainment there for a long time because we were busy.
So there weren't any entertainers?
Back then, you know, no. Because the war was going on.
What did you do when you left? When you leave from there?
Well, I went all the way through France and then I ended up in Germany. Nuremberg, Germany.
Do you recall any particular humorous or unusual events?
No, I can't think.
Did anybody pull any pranks on anybody?
No, I don't think so.
That's pretty serious?
Pretty serious. When we landed there, we didn't know if the Germans were going to take us over or not. But it turned out that we were okay, but we didn't know that. When we hit that beach, you know, there was still plenty of Germans around, you know.
What did you think of officers or fellow soldiers?
The what?
Officers or fellow soldiers? Any of your officers or fellow soldiers?
Oh, they were nice. They were good, yeah. Okay.
Did you keep a personal journal while there?
No.
Do you recall the day that your services ended?
Over there or in the United States?
In the United States, overall.
Yeah, I think you got a copy of my discharge.
Yeah.
It was in December of 45 is when I got discharged.
Were you pretty glad once you got on?
Yeah.
Where were you?
When I got discharged?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see, where was I discharged at? Can't remember. I thought about that. Yeah.
Quite a while ago?
Yeah, it's too long to go there.
What did you do in the days and weeks afterward?
After I got out of the service?
Yeah.
I went to school.
You went back to school?
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Went to electrical low-tech training school in Kansas City.
Was your education supported by the GI Bill?
Yes, it was.
Did you make any close friends while in the service?
Oh, yes, Tim.
Did you keep in touch with any of them?
Yes, we did. We had the boys in Kansas, they'd have a reunion.
So are you still doing that?
No, because most of them are gone now.
Oh,
Otherwise, we used to be about 10, 12 of us.
Right.
I had a good friend, he was at Ellsworth. I had one at, he's passed away, and one at Glasgow.
for how long did you guys keep in touch?
After the war,
Yeah.
maybe 4 or 5 years, yeah. Because I had them over to my place one time over there calling. Well, it was about maybe 10, I was 10.
Did you join a veterans organization?
Yes, I belonged to the Legion and the VFW.
What did you go on to do as a career after the war?
Well, I was an electrician then afterwards. I worked for an electric company. Then after that, I went to Fallen State Bank. I was there 35 years.
Do your military experience influence your thinking about war or about the military in general?
Well, I don't think too much of it. I don't really, what them boys are going through.
What kinds of activities does your poster association have? The veterans organizations that you're in, what kind of activities?
Well, they support baseball teams and they do a lot supporting, family needs and stuff like that, veterans needs.
How did all your service experience affect your life?
Well, I don't know. I think it really it helped me. I believe all the boys I met through the service, and I got to see a lot of things I'd never seen before, like New Orleans, Clovis, Minnesota, England, France, Germany. I wouldn't have got to see that. So it was quite an experience.
Is there anything that you'd like to add that I haven't covered in this interview?
I don't know, I got, sorry, here. Want to read it? Just my experience in the war.
You want to read it? Would you like to read it for the camera? Or do you want me to read it out loud for you?
Yeah, you can read it.
Dear Sir, I read your article about Henry Anderson in the Ellsworth paper that interests me. I was on the invasion of France in World War II. We were on a ship on the English Channel for 28 days waiting for D-Day. Our duty was to build the unloading docks and railroad yards at Cherbourg, France.
Cherbourg.
So our ships on the English Channel could unload our supplies. It didn't take long. We had trucks, bulldozers, troops, and medical supply. We slept in pub tents and later slept in a bombed warehouse. We found 244?
2x4s. Made a bed.
2x4 lumber and made a square 2x4 and found some chicken wire and stretched it across the 2x4. That was our bed. It beat sleeping on the floor. This was my experience on the invasion of France. So you wrote that to, who was that to?
I wrote an article in Ellsworth paper, so I answered him.
Oh.
Yeah. That was my experience.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I don't think so. No.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.